So tomorrow as well.
Mm.
Tomorrow as well. We'll meet again or no?
Because tomorrow I have a school.
Yeah.
Okay. But
So
uh
until next Friday.
exactly, this is the only time that we can meet because you live in a different country, and in my free time, it will be midnight in your country. So this is why we cannot meet during the week. Only 3 days we can meet. But I'll try the
Y-
best, Ali, just to cover the hours that you need because I
Yeah.
know that you are in a hurry.
Yeah.
Okay. And any off day I have, I'm going to inform you just to meet in this off day. Don't worry.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So, if you remember previously, we have started talking about retelling a lecture. I
Yeah.
exactly mentioned, Ali, the tips and the strategies that you have to be careful concerning this task. And we have started practicing the first task, which is retelling a lecture. Keep in mind, let me remind you about the things that you have to do. First of all, Ali, please, you have to take notes in the 10 seconds, because as I told you that you have 10 seconds just to be ready to speak. And you have
Yeah.
40 seconds, this is it. And you have 40 seconds to retell the lecture. This 10 seconds is extremely important just to be ready, just to gather the information, to decide the vocab, to decide the grammar, and even to decide the ideas. This is number one. Number two, concerning taking notes, please, as we said, you have to write only keywords, and we said the keywords are any numbers, statistics, figures, names, places, even dates. And we don't have to forget that I have to talk about the reasons and the examples because we notice, Ali, that in every lecture, the lecturer is going to mention a certain reason or more than one reason. Then after that, the lecturer is going to mention an example. This is the schedule about speaking. Even if you want to speak about any object, Ali, any subject, absolutely you have to give a reason. After that, you have to speak about a certain example. This is exactly what you have to do. Okay?
Okay.
So now, after finishing practicing the first task, now it's the time to start practicing the next task. As we said, Ali, there is going to be a picture on the screen. So you have to take a look at the picture because you have to expect the topic the lecturer is going to talk about. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the picture. Let me zoom the picture in. This is it. Okay.
Yeah.
And as we said, Ali, because we are, um, I told you that I'm going to show you the transcript about the lecture because we have just started practicing. But later on, I'm not going to show you the transcript. You have to listen carefully to the information the lecturer is going to speak about. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the page about the lecture that you are going to listen to. So we notice that we have some students, for example, gathering around a certain table, and it seems that they are discussing a certain issue. So let me now show you the transcript, and let's start listening to the next lecture. So the recording is 13, but let me show you now the transcript. It is on page 158. So let me scroll down to this page. And please, Ali, as we said, you have to listen and follow the lecturer because I want to track the lecturer because you have to know exactly the information the lecturer is going to use. So it is 180, 158. This is no, this is 158. No, this is 162. I think this is no. I need to. Okay. So this is it. This is the first lecture that we had that we listened to. Now it's the time to show you the next one. Um, no, no, it is not here. It is not here. Let me try to check. This is it. Audio, exactly. So this is the first lecture, and this is the second one. Ah, it's only in one page. So let me try to do this. This is it exactly. Or you know what? I think I have a plan. I'm going to show you the page, and I'm going to show you the transcript in the next page. So 150, 157. Please, Ali, only give me 1 minute just to gather myself and to try to. This is it exactly. So I have to zoom it in, and let me go up to the page that you have to take a look at again. This is it exactly. So let me zoom it in, and let's start listening to the lecture number 13. So,
Just one second. Just
uh,
1 second, please.
take your
Yeah.
time.
Thank
2.
Okay.
Sorry, yes, Mr. Leonard.
So, are you okay?
Yeah, all good.
So, can we start?
Yeah.
So, let me start playing the next lecture. This is the page that you have to look at, and this is the transcript about the lecture. So, I'm going to play the recording. The lecture, please, you have to stay with the speaker and you have to know the information the speaker is going to talk about, okay?
Yeah.
So, let's begin.
2.
Okay. To help you with your research, I just wanted to give you some tips today on using focus groups. These are groups of people that you get together to find out about their opinions and attitudes. For example, to review a piece of work, or just basically provide some collective input to help you with whatever you're researching. First of all, How large should a focus group be? Well, I would say that an ideal number of participants is around 6 or 7. If it's any bigger, what quite often happens is they break into side conversations and the focus is lost. If it's any smaller, you may not get the range of views that you need to get a really good discussion. Secondly, it's important that you have a moderator for the group who's able to facilitate and guide the discussions. The moderator must ensure that everyone participates and stop anyone dominating. And also, the moderator needs to make sure that the discussions don't go off in the wrong direction. And thirdly, in order to help the group focus on what's required, some basic materials should be used, particularly to kick-start the discussions. This may be in the form of pictures, photos, diagrams, graphs, etc., and will help the group to understand the context of what needs to be discussed.
So this is it. This is about the lecture. Now I'm going to give you 10 seconds just to be able to know the information that you have to speak about. I hope that you have registered the main points about the speaker, Ali.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this group, they are talking about okay, so this group, they are talking about research.
Mhm.
Can you help me for this one,
Yes, I
please?
can. Okay. Now, Ali, let's check the main points the lecturer talked about. Okay.
Yeah.
So you said, Ali, that this group is talking about research. Is the group talking about research? Notice that the lecturer said that he is going to talk about what? About the way how to use focus groups. Okay?
This is the main idea.
Exactly. Okay?
Yeah.
So this is number one. So how to use focus groups. This is a description about focus groups. Don't repeat them. Okay? I mean, these
Okay.
are groups of people that you get together to find out about their opinions and attitudes. It's not that important because it is a description about this one. Okay? So the lecturer talked about the way of using focus groups to review a piece of work or just basically provide some collective input to help them with researching. Okay?
Okay.
So this is the beginning, or let me say that this is the introduction. So all the time, Ali, in the beginning, exactly the speaker is going to mention the main point. After that, he's going to give a full description about the topic or the point that he is going to talk about. You only need to mention the main point. You don't need to mention the description or the information about the topic. Okay?
Okay.
So he mentioned three what? Three gave you some tips. He mentioned the 3 steps. This is step number 1. This is step number 2. This is step number 3. Absolutely, you have to mention all the steps, Ali. Okay? So this is first, this is second, and this is third.
Third.
Exactly. So when the speaker said, I'm going to give you some tips, immediately you have to number in the note paper, Ali, you have to number the tips, okay? I mean, Ali,
So it
when,
means the tips is like first, second, and third, yeah?
exactly, okay? In the beginning, Ali, I mean, in the beginning, when you heard the lecturer said that I'm going to give you tips, immediately you have to number the tips. Write number one because you have to write the main idea about the first step. When he starts mentioning the second step, you have to write number two. When he starts mentioning three, you have to write number three. Whatever steps the lecturer is going to mention, you have to number them. Okay? So I have 1, 2, 3. Now, what are the main ideas about these 3 steps? Okay. He said that, first of all, how large should a focus group will be? Okay. Now, first, now I have to talk about the main idea. First, the ideal number of participants is 6 or 7. So this is the main idea or the main tip, or let me say the first main tip. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if it is bigger, okay, what quite often happens is they break into side conversations and the focus is lost if it is bigger. Now, if it is small, you may not get the range of views that you need to get a really good discussion. So you might not get the range of views to get a good discussion. Okay, so notice how I should summarize the information the speaker said. Now, this is about the first step. Now, let's talk about the second step. It is important that you have a what? Moderator.
Moderator.
Okay? So, there should be a moderator in the group who is able to facilitate, this is it, why? To facilitate and guide the discussions. I need you to notice something, Ali, while summarizing. Now, if you want to read the words that I underlined, you notice that they are meaningful. I mean, second, a mediator for the group should be inserted or existed to facilitate the guide of discussions. Okay?
Yeah.
Why? Why? You can write to, for example, to what? To ensure that everyone participates and stop anyone dominating. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And also you have to say and. The mediator, I can say the mediator, sorry, needs to make sure. I can say and to make sure I don't have to repeat. Because here in the beginning I said mediator, I don't have to repeat it again. So I can say immediately to make sure that discussions don't go off. It's enough. Okay? Now, if you want to
Yeah.
read the information, Ali, that I underlined, you will notice that again that they are meaningful. You can say first an ideal. I have to write the article and so I have to say first an ideal number of participants is or the ideal. I can say the ideal number of participants is 6 or 7. If it is bigger, they break into side conversations and the focus is lost. If it is small, you may not get the range of views to get a good discussion. Okay, so notice
Yeah.
that if you want to read the underlined information, you will notice that they are meaningful. This is exactly the way that I have to summarize. Okay,
Okay.
so you can say secondly or second or the second tip or the second step. He mentioned that we have to have a mediator for the group to facilitate and guide the discussions, to again ensure that everyone participates, and to make sure that the discussion don't go off. So notice the way that I have to summarize. Absolutely, I can't say everything the lecturer said in the recording because I need more than 40 seconds, or even this is wrong to exactly repeat what the lecturer said. Okay?
Yeah.
Now let's summarize. So notice how I summarize the introduction, how I summarize the first and the next.
Can I record the session as well or no?
Yes, you can. Wait, let me give you the permission. Approve.
Oh yeah, I can see the.
Okay. I have to give you the permission to start recording. Please send me the permission to approve that.
I already started recording, so
Aha, this is it. Amazing. So, using the lecturer said or mentioned about the way of using focus groups to review a piece of work or to provide or providing some collective input to help you with research. Okay, so after summarizing the introduction, the first step, the second step, the second tip, now it's the time to summarize the third one. Now, the third tip, I don't have to, as I told you, Ali, I don't have exactly to repeat what the lecturer said. I have to try all the time to find synonyms.
let me try to
Yes, okay, try to do it.
yeah. So on the third, um, okay, the group focus, and thirdly, in order to help the group focus on what required,
Mm-hmm,
okay, some of basic materials
mm-hmm,
should be to kickstart kickstart
mm-hmm.
the decision
Is it decision, Ali?
discussing discussing
Discussions. Discussions.
discussion.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, and the form of picture.
mm-hmm,
I'm trying to just I didn't reply all the what he said.
mm-hmm,
The form of the picture, photos,
mm-hmm,
diagrams,
mm-hmm,
graphs,
mm-hmm. This is what, Ali?
etc.
Etc. Exactly.
Yeah, etc. will help the group to understand the context of what need to be discussed.
Amazing. Okay. Now let's try to summarize it. Absolutely. In summarizing, you have to give a meaningful sentence, Ali, and with mentioning the main points. Now, he said the third step, some basic materials should be used, okay, to kick the start, to kickstart the discussions. So this is the main point, okay? Now I can complete saying in one sentence to kick start the discussion in the form of pictures, photos, diagrams, and graphs. Okay? And I can say to, or this is it, without saying the information help you, to understand the context of what needs to be discussed. Now, if you want to read again, Ali, what I underlined, you will notice that this is meaningful. It has a meaning. Now, if you want to read it fast, let me read it fast and let me show you how this summarization has a meaning. Now, third, some basic materials should be used to kickstart the discussions in the forms of pictures, photos, diagrams, and graphs to understand the context of what needs to be discussed. So this is
So we'll start some basic materials should be used to kickstart the discussion, right?
Yes. Okay. Now, Ali, I have a plan. Let me try to summarize this lecture, and I need you to read it again. Wait. Now, you have to say that the lecturer or the speaker or the lecturer, it's up to you. The speaker mentioned or said or expressed, it is up to you. Expressed, mentioned, talked about, I can say talked about, the speaker mentioned using focus groups. This is number one. Why? To review a piece of work or to provide, or I can say providing, or to provide some collective input to help us or to help them, sorry, to help them with research. So I cannot say to help you, we have to say to help them because I'm talking about them. Am I right?
Yeah.
So I have to say to help them. To help them with research. First, an ideal number of participants is 6 or 7. If it is big, okay, they break into side conversations and the focus is lost. If it is small, you may not get, let me underline all of it, the range of views that you need to get a good discussion. Second, a mediator for the group should be, or I can say, second, uh, we should have, we, or they should have, or we, it is up to you, but you have to decide the pronoun. We should have, we should have, we should have a mediator for the group.